Welcome to the Give and Go. My name's Tim, and today on 32 for 32, we're looking at the Oakland Raiders, what they should do this offseason, looking at the John Gruden hire, and if he can fix Derek Carr. So let's get right into it, but before we do anything, go ahead, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at the Give and Go, like this video, and share it with your friends. We'd greatly appreciate it. So, for the 2017 NFL season, the Oakland Raiders, man, I gave them a D. The Raiders had high expectations, and overall they had an abysmal performance. You had, after bringing in players in like Marshawn Lynch and re-signing big-name players like Gabe Jackson and Derek Carr to big money contract extensions, the season was basically a Super Bowl or bust scenario. Jack Del Rio, Derek Carr, Amari Cooper, you had Marshawn Lynch coming back, perfect situation. It seemed like they were going to the Super Bowl and challenging New England for the NFL. The season started well, but again, Derek Carr got injured and was never the same again. You look at Amari Cooper, he couldn't get behind a quarterback, and he decided to wear bricks for his hands the whole entire season. Marshawn Lynch and the offensive line weren't impactful whatsoever, and the secondary got beat time and time again. Then, overall, Jack Del Rio got fired. I thought he deserved a second chance, but unfortunately, he has Mark Davis as an owner who is basically Chucky the Doll 2.0. The only good thing is this team is young, they can learn from their mistakes, and they can have a chance with a new head coach this year to make it back to the playoffs and ultimately the Super Bowl in the future. Now, to the 2018 NFL season. It already started with the splash hire. You already know who it is. It was John Gruden, the commentator from ESPN, former Bucks head coach and Super Bowl winner. He got a 10-year, $100 million contract. That is a ridiculous number. You can't even imagine 10 years. There haven't been many coaches that have been in the league 10 years. The only ones I can think of right off the top of my head are John Harbaugh, you look at Mike Tomlin, and Bill Belichick, and Marvin Lewis. Everybody else, I'm pretty sure they have been in there less than 5 years. So, they also brought in Greg Olsen, not the tight end from Carolina, but the offensive coordinator. He helped develop Jared Goff this past year, and he was Derek Carr's first offensive coordinator when he came into this league. Great hire by John Gruden. And they also hired Paul Guenther, who's the respected defensive coordinator from Cincinnati. They have to free up some cap space this offseason. They only have $28 million to play with. They have to re-sign Khalil Mack to a massive extension this offseason as well. So they already cut David Amerson, the cornerback, saved $6 million right there. Sean Smith, he should be cut this offseason. He's underperformed, and he has off-the-field issues that will save him another additional $8.5 million against the cap. Michael Crabtree, he should stay in my opinion, but if push comes to shove, they could always cut him for an additional $7.5 million. Marshawn Lynch, it also depends on John Gruden right here. If he likes Marshawn Lynch, they should keep him. If not, I'll save him about $5 million. And Bruce Irvin should stay, but if John Gruden isn't a fan, again, $7 million right there. That's plenty of money to go out and grab big-name free agents and re-sign people in-house like a Khalil Mack. Now, John Gruden, he has to fix a couple things this offseason. You look at the first thing, ultimately, he has to fix Derek Carr. This past season, he threw off his back foot consistently after he got injured. He was highly inconsistent, and he wasn't confident whatsoever as Amari Cooper decided again to wear bricks as hands. And it costs way too much money, and he has way too much talent to go to waste, and they have to fix him this season. Otherwise, they risk losing him like a David Carr back in 2002-2003. They have to get back to basics at the skill positions. You look at wide receivers, they have to use their hands, and they have to not use bricks to catch. They have to go grab gloves this year. You look at running backs, they have to start running in between the tackles, not at the tackles. And the offensive tackles actually have to block the other team. They went 6-10 based off of pure talent, not hard work, not work ethic. You look at everything else, they deserve to be at the bottom of the league based off those categories. And if Marshawn Lynch actually has reached his peak and he has to go, they should go grab my favorite running back right now in the NFL, Le'Veon Bell. He would be an elite asset if Pittsburgh doesn't re-sign him, which they should, but go grab Le'Veon Bell at Oakland if you can. Finally, John Gruden has to fix that secondary. They desperately need to add talent and develop key players like Garyon Conley, Carl Joseph, and Obi Melifonwu. There are three young, good pieces in the secondary to build around. They just don't have a veteran presence to help develop them around, and they've been looking at Sean Smith, who again cannot cover anybody. So they have to add a veteran quarterback this offseason. You look at Kyle Fuller, he's available. Prince Amukamara, he's also available. Malcolm Butler and Jermaine Johnson. Out of all of them, I would try to go after Prince Amukamara, Kyle Fuller, Jermaine Johnson. Malcolm Butler is too big of a question mark at this point, and I definitely would try to avoid him at all costs if I'm the Oakland Raiders. I cannot wait to see what the Oakland Raiders do in the 2018 season, as this is their last year in Oakland and they'll be moving to Vegas in 2019. RIP Oakland, and we hope they get another football team back there. Thanks for watching 32 for 32 on the Give and Go. We will be back tomorrow looking at the Miami Dolphins, their quarterback situation, and if this is Adam Gase's last year in Miami. Thanks for watching.